So, gentlemen, let's start with an easy one. I thought we would start with the drawing T1.01.004. And this is the bearing which is supposed to be up inside of the construction itself, so to say. And please bear in mind, English is not my native language, and I'm quite, what do you call it? I would say nervous, and I'm trying my best. But if I sound like a used up's, what do you call it, meatball salesman, I think this could be the case. Just cut me some slack. Anyhow, let's start with the drawing itself. And as we can see, we are only looking at a section view. How do we know that it is rotational symmetric? Because we have a center line in the middle. So how do we go about creating this part? And it's quite easy. And we'll start with a sketch. Almost all of the parts in SolidWorks, all of the features in SolidWorks are dependent on sketches in some one way or another. And I tend to use this one, Revolved boss base. This is not the only version this is not the only way we could create this part, but I'm trying to show best practice in this case. Anyhow, let's get started. I will start with a sketch. And I will have a simple 2D sketch, and I will push sketch. And first, I will need to pick a plane, and it doesn't really matter which one I pick. Well, this time I will pick front plane. And as you can see, I have this option that it rotates, so that I'm always looking at an orthogonal. I'm looking perpendicular down into the plane itself. So I think this is way easier than creating just looking at it something from an isometric perspective or something. So I would recommend you using this setting as well. Anyhow, let's get started. I will start with creating a center line. And this will be my rotational centrum, so to say. And then I will create a half section. And I will do it with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 lines. And it's quite important that I get them to close. And if I put in shaded sketch contours, it will light up like this. And also I'm displaying the relationships between the parts at this time. And I assume you could do the same thing as well. I think it's easier when you're a rookie modeling parts in this way. Anyhow, so we got our half section. But we don't have any dimensions whatsoever on it. And I would recommend you to start with putting a relation to the origo at first. And I will do this. We'll take this line. See, I click the line, not any one of the points, just the line itself. And it lights up. It's a line. And then I will press and hold the control button and press the origo. And as you can see, I've both picked the line and the point itself. This is very good. They don't have an existing relationship. Existing relation. And I will know, I will add one now. I will put coincident in here. And all of a sudden, this line goes straight through origo. And this is what we wanted. Now we have something to start our drawing with. We don't really have that much any other relations at this time. We have this one is vertical, this one is horizontal, vertical, horizontal, and vertical. This is very well. We wish to keep these ones. So I could just get going with smart dimension. And as you can see, there are lots of different options here. But most of the time I will just pick smart dimension. It's good for almost everything. And I will click the line itself. And then I will click the center line. And if I hover the mouse to the left hand side, I will get an option to pick my radius. But I want to use my best practice and put in the diameter, so I will slide it over to the right, and all of a sudden I can add the diameter itself. Now I will just click, and we'll get a possibility to change this dimension. It should be 12. And as you can see in the drawing, I have 12 and a tolerance of G7. However, I do not put the tolerance normally into the model itself. I can just pick the nominal value. at least at this time, at this level. And I will continue doing things like this, and I will put this one, this is supposed to be 16. And once again, I don't put the tolerance in it. And the outer one is 20. And let's go, we have a value of 10 in this direction. And it's supposed to be 12 overall, but I will just add this one. And as you can see, I'm always clicking line to line. Why do I do this? I think this is best practice since it gives me a confirmation these lines, they are parallel to each other. If I would have picked a line or a point, a line and a point, I would simply get the distance in between both of those. But this time, I always get the confirmation these are parallel. Well, this is great. Anyhow, let's exit the sketch. And we have a sketch. And now we need to go to features, and I will go to a revolved boss base. And once I push this button, I could press the sketch itself. And I will do this. And as you can see, it's already suggested to me, and I will use this one, the line one, as the axis of revolution. This is what I want. And I wanted to rotate it about for 360 degrees. This is great. I will just press OK. Looks great. So what do I need to do now? It's not really complete, is it? We have chamfers, 2 of them. So I will push this button, and as you can see, a fillet, it rounds off a corner. Let's start with the fillet. And why do we need to put a fillet? Well, if we are supposed to do this part on a lathe, we can't really make a really sharp corner, can we? So we need to put in a small radius, and this time I will put it down to 0.5. And also having a really sharp corner would increase the stresses induced on the part. And this is also not very good, is it? Let's press OK. Great. So we have the fillet, and now we need to go down to the chamfers. And as you can see, the fillet, it made a rounded corner. Chamfer does not do this. It will simply hack it off. Let's go with the full preview. We want to have 1 millimeter. As we can see, it just chops off the corner, makes a chamfer. But at this time, we don't have 45 degrees. We only have 15. So we'll change this. And why do we do something like this? Well, if this is a bearing, it will be a lot easier to put in the axis within this hole. It will be a lot easier when you are mounting the parts together. And you could pick one more item to chamfer, and this is what we want to do. And we want to have the other one as well, also to facilitate mounting of the parts. Let's press green. Well, great. Here we have the general. This is how the model is supposed to look like. This is great. But we need to change the material. So we'll right click on material, edit material. And this time we will open up Dean materials because I'm not an American. And then we'll go down to the copper alloys. And let's see. And we want to have copper DHP. And we'll press apply. And all of a sudden we have the right material as well. This is however not everything. We need to put in the description, such things as well. And then we'll go to File, Properties, and here on Custom I will add the description. And this one is called Övre Lager. And I do forgive you if you don't have an Ö on your keyboard. This is not a major issue. And in the finish, I will write, well, ingen. It means nothing at this time. Let's write none. And material, we wish to connect this as well. And we'll right click on and we will connect it to material. And as we can see, we made a connection to the material itself. This is great. We do not wish to just simply type in the material itself, because if we change the material, this will not be updated. This is not good. Okay, and lastly, we'll have to put in the weight. And we'll connect this to Mars. And I will make an empty space, and afterwards a key for grams. Great. And now I can just simply push OK. That will be it. Don't forget to save your part. We will need it once we go into the assembly mode. Thanks a lot for watching. And if you enjoy it, please spread it further and do subscribe to my channel. There will be more things in English shortly. Hopefully. Goodbye.